Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. This is SDL City Showdown. I'm AJ and this is Steve. What? You're looking at me funny. It's my safe word. Please make this pain stop. Winnie the Pooh.
It's actually funny how you said that because like I am nothing top down here. I'm just a shirt and there's nothing else on underneath here. So like it's funny you say that because I have to get into I'm spiritually with you. Yeah, I know you're the same way. You never have pants on underneath. We're all just a Zoom camera incident away from not having any more jobs. But like, maybe that's half the team. Maybe the team should go Winnie the Pooh next time, and maybe that'll help us distract the other team.
Dude,
That's the only way we can win at this point. We have to go like 1980s wacky sport team movie thread. We have to go Hot Shots. We got to do something like that. We got to go Bad News Bears. We have to go crazy with this at this point. We got to find ways.
Why do we do this as fans? Like seriously, like we're watching this 4-1 loss. At some point, man, what does that say about us?
Yeah, I am utterly jealous of the people online that are like, down 3-1, and guess I'll go to bed. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I would love to go spend time with my wife, but I got to watch this team so I could talk about it afterwards. But we do this because this is, again, we have a team to complain about. I am also kind of like I do watch EPL a little bit, and how many teams in the EPL and the rest of this world that play soccer are like those tragic fans that like Tottenham fans. No matter what you do, you're always just going to be disappointed. And now we get to be Legion disappointed. Like we're always going to spend the rest of our lives just complaining about this team because I bet I bet it's a cursed team. This crest is cursed, and we get to have a team to complain about. I think that's okay.
Hey, I'm totally with you. Because we're expressing our emotions right now. What would be really great to start out with this as our first game is a game called Pressure Cooker. It's literally just a 30-second rant. Now, as Steve told me beforehand, he warned me. He said, "Are you really going to give me 30 seconds of free speech to say whatever I want?" I guess so.
All right.
Okay, you ready? Let me get the timer set up because we're going to time you here. I got to go to the phone here. 30. Okay, you ready? Tell me when. When?
Well, shit. All right. So this game was one of the games that we've played. First 15 minutes, first 20 minutes seemed really great. And then like all of a sudden you remembered, oh, we don't know coaching. This team not only is composed as a team of nobodies, but now we forgot how to coach. How do you let two effing scores in the exact same spot almost 2 minutes apart? There.
Okay.
See what happened? We talked about a minute. I was starting to get fired up there. My Italian side, I'm talking with my hands all of a sudden. My Italian side was coming out. I'm like, Mamma mia, get me out. I gotta show my taco hair. And like it was coming out, bro. So okay.
You're literally like a train. You just started slow. You started going. I could see it ramping up. Okay. He's pulling out a timer right now. Well, I hope it's his timer.
I am Winnie the Pooh right now. I am Winnie the Pooh, so...
Okay, I'm going to give 5 seconds off the clock. Okay, so first thing is, why is Valm out there? I love the guy, but he should not be playing in this position in this system. The thing is I actually like the coaching right now as far as the game day planning. I think they do a wonderful job. We see what they're doing. The passing is great. However, you can tell the subs, the game day management, the adjustments is just not there. They need to get a coach in that has experience to help him out as an assistant. Boom.
You know what? I think he needs. We joke about it. He needs the Sean McVay coach to pull him back on the sidelines. He needs a coach to help him manage something on this end because like something ain't right. Like I don't know. Like we get that the team is not constructed as well as other teams, but my God, the first set piece score was rough, but the second one was really weird, and like the rest of them was just but I don't know. Like, what are you gonna do against a team that we're just snake bit against? I think the announcer said we're 6-1 against them or something like that.
6 losses,
or 1-6, or they're 6-1 against us.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
All
right, Steve. What's our second game for tonight?
Okay. So what I'm going to throw some things. It's called finish the line. I am
Mm.
going to put some things out there, and I want you to
Oh, okay.
finish what you think that we're going to go. Okay. So I'm okay. You're just going to fill in the blank, if you will. All right. The first one, the moment you knew the game was going sideways was what?
So I'm actually going to go with the second goal just because I felt like the first one was fluky. And the second goal, you're just like, okay, there's too many mental lapses here. Their heads just aren't in it, or they're not focusing, something like that. Like you knew it just wasn't a fluke anymore. It was something more inherent.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because like the first one, yeah, set piece goals happen. They're exciting. We talked about that. It is what I think I heard the announcers tonight say we have one set piece goal in the season. And I think that was the one that was it
Baumgartl,
Durkin that scored? Baumgartl.
wasn't
Okay,
it?
Baumgartl was amazing. Okay.
I think.
But like so
Yeah.
they tend to happen. Um, but that goal kind of stood out because Roldan was completely unmarked. He was wide open, and Berkey was fooled by Berkey's other stuff. But like he was wide open, and the fact that it happened the second time was
Mm.
ridiculous. You just got cooked. And then the other two goals were what they were. You got to other stuff, but like, yeah, when that happens, you're like, this has got a different feeling to it because I think the announcers. I mean, okay, I liked the announcing crew tonight. I thought they were really good. What did you think about them? Did you
I,
have an opinion on them?
I felt like in the first half, I felt like it was pretty even. They were complimenting City. They were talking about both teams. But unfortunately, announcers kind of fall into the thing where once a team starts to dominate, that's all they talk about. Like they just literally forget about the other team. And I don't know if it's just by nature or if they just realize that maybe the other team's turning off the TV. I don't know if it's, conscious or
Yeah.
subconscious.
Oh, that's the Taylor Twellman model right there. You just go straight glazing. As soon as the one team starts going over better, you just glaze the team and you forget about the other team on the field.
Hmm.
That's the Taylor Twellman special there. All right. How about this? We can switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Even in a 4-1 loss, I liked.
I like seeing Leuven. I mean, it's a
Okay.
little bit more personal for me just because my sister has glioblastoma. She was diagnosed last year. She doesn't watch a lot of city soccer, but she's obviously been following around or following his story and his wife's story. So just seeing him out there is just kind of cool because I feel like there's a little bit of that connection, for lack of better words. So I would
Yeah.
have to say that's a pretty big positive.
All right. I think that's good. I like seeing Durkin and Edelman out there
Of course, you
just
like
kind of
seeing
cooking.
Durkin.
Yeah,
You got a
I
man
like seeing
crush
him
on
out
him.
there cooking. I mean, he's the best player on our team. He's the number one. Yeah. All right. So I like seeing like those were definitely the highlights of the team for me tonight. Okay, if we're going to be a playoff team, we should never look like what?
This.
Yes. Yeah, I think one word would be like disheveled, like or bored. I don't know, man, or
So
confused. How about confused?
do you think, okay, so we watched that first 20 minutes of the game because I think they scored in the 21st or 22nd minute. The first 20 minutes of this game, even announcers had mentioned we looked like we were dominating. Seattle
Yep.
looked like they were just messy. And then, of course, we lost it, right? The question is did we lose composure as the game went along, or was Seattle playing better?
I think Seattle was just playing better, given those two options. I think that
Hmm.
the better team rose to the top. And I think that we ran out of options. Maybe the physicality was better for Seattle, but I do think that as the game went on, you saw the deficiency between the coaching staff. I think Schmetzer just had a better game plan, better. He was he was better at kind of flipping things on the fly, just finding our weaknesses, and they targeted those hard.
I would almost, so I'm going to actually disagree a little bit just for fun. I'm going to
Okay.
say that I feel like City had a better game plan because we came out looking great. I just don't think City kept managing. Like they came out hot, they came out looking great, and then they just didn't make any adjustments. Seattle did though. That's in-game
But wouldn't you
management.
say that making adjustments is part of the game plan, or just like I think the majority of Mike Tyson's opponents probably looked really good for the first 10 seconds of the fights. right? Mike Tyson goes out there and he's measuring him up. His opponents probably get a few licks in, probably look really good until he takes one swing.
Hmm.
Mike Tyson used to say, everyone's got a game plan to get punched in the face, right? And then, like, as soon as a little bit of controversy hits this team, we saw just like scatter like cockroaches with the lights on. And so, like, yeah, probably Schmetzer probably wasn't prepared for how strong DeMay's team came out, but he made the adjustments. They made those adjustments to go, oh, wait a minute, I'm used to seeing this. I'm going to do this instead. And then we had nothing. They had one goal on run up play tonight,
Oh, that's true.
right?
Yeah, the fourth goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fourth goal. Yep, yep.
But set pieces are part of the game, and they just ate our lunch. They drank our milkshakes, if you will, uh, and that was part of it as well. And we just, yeah. I mean, there's positives. I guess we'll talk about the positives later down the road. But for now,
Yeah, 3 episodes from now.
yeah, maybe. Well, you want to talk about 3 weeks from now? Who do we have coming in? Is it San Jose coming in?
Oh, geez, I hope
I
not.
think it's San Jose coming in, the Earthquake, who are currently second in the West.
Yeah,
If it
you're
is
right.
San
San
Jose,
Jose, Chicago, Austin.
my guy. So it's San Jose. So San Jose is playing LAFC tomorrow, and they're 1-2 in the West. And then San Jose is going to come here. I don't know how we win that game. Bruce Arena is showing that he can still manage a team and still coach a team. I think they're going to come in here and just nom, 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 nom. They're going to come in here and eat our pepperoni and eat our ravioli, man. It's just going to be bad. I'm trying to think of like a vegan option for that, but all right. Okay. So we talked about these ridiculous goals. Let's talk about the 4 goals they scored against us. The one that hurt the most, one that was the most ridiculous goal.
Mhm.
For me, I mean, I think we may agree on this one. You know what? I'm going to say it was the first set piece goal
Ooh.
because that set the tone. At that point, we had both teams were kind of level. City had way more possession minutes. We looked like we were the stronger team. When somebody, for some reason, forgot to cover one of their top scorers in the corner, he got that service right to him and just bombed it right past Berkey. For me, that probably did one of those momentum swings. Mike Shannon loved to talk about momentum swings in a baseball
Mm.
game or in a series. And I think that might have shifted it. Now, the next one may have just cemented it. But like when you go down 1-0 in a stadium you've never won in against a team that's hot like this, that felt like 3 at that point. So for me, and it just, I know it took the sail out of my wind, took the wind out of my sails, I guess, to win, but like as I'm watching, I screamed an expletive, like that was a stupid goal. And I don't know. For me, that was the most ridiculous goal of the night. So what was your ridiculous goal, comically bad goal of the night?
Okay, so I'm going to have to say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I feel like it's the second one, just because these guys are professional players, or they should be, right? They have goals scored on them all the time. Like, you go behind all the time. Sometimes you go up. Like, these guys know, right? Like, good players basically shrug that off and they keep going. It's kind of like a pitcher in baseball, right? You give up a home run, guess what? The next batter comes out, you forget about that. You
Yep.
forget about that you just gave up a home run. If you don't, guess what happens? You get shelled, right? So I think the first goal, these players probably could get that out of their mind. Once the second goal happened, you just know that, okay, you guys are just all confused, that the team is probably angry at each other, like, no, you were supposed to cover him. No, you were supposed to cover him. You know that kind of crap happens,
Yeah.
and you know that happened. Now, just to support what you had said, I'm looking at the momentum map, and you could make the argument with this momentum map, if you guys can see it, that once they scored the first goal right here, you start to see all green. Before that, it was all us pretty much.
Yeah. Um, you know what? What about that last goal for kind of like a ridiculous goal? Because what comment did you make as soon as that goal happened? Do you remember what comment you sent to me
I know what I said in
about?
the room, but
Yeah. Well,
what did I say?
so you talked about the body language of our
Oh,
goalkeeper.
Berkey. Yeah, I remember this.
You said he looked dejected, or you're not used to seeing, you've never seen him look like that. Did he like hit the
So,
ground or something? Like, what did he do? Because I think that may be one of
yeah,
these. Oh my God, we look back
right.
at this game later this season and go, that makes sense. This changed him.
So tell me if I'm wrong, but Berkey doesn't seem to be as intense as he used to be. And after that fourth goal, right, he was on the ground, he was sitting, his legs in front of him, and then he just kind of put his arms on his knees and then just kind of put his head down like this, kind of like,
Wow.
kind of like this kind of thing,
Okay.
like, I just give up, like, why am I here kind of thing. And I've never seen Berkey do that before. I'm not saying he hasn't,
Yeah.
but I've never seen it.
I do remember him. I do remember seeing Angry Birkie a couple times, and he may have been barking at McNaughton because he's so new. I think some of those, they had some shots earlier in the game that they were coming from the left side, so he may have been right at him. But like after that, I remember seeing Angry Birkie, and so like yeah, this may be one of those kind of things where we look back of like when did this kind of shift happen, and this may be
So
one of those games.
What do you think Berkey's thinking? So when he first came in, right, like we were hot that first half of the first season, right? And when Carnell left, obviously it was well known that he had a very crappy locker room presence. So I think Berkey was probably glad that he was gone. But then 3 years had passed and we had this revolving door of coaching. Olaf happened and they reassured Berkey, here's tons of money. We're going to do this. They showed him the plan. That's what he had said is he liked what they showed him. And then now we're in this season. Do you think Berkey's potentially at the point that he's kind of given up on this team? I mean, it's hard to tell unless we're actually there,
Yeah.
but do you think there's a risk of that? Or do you think he's,
Well, as a teacher, and you're a manager yourself, how many times can you tell someone to not do something stupid because you're frustrated, you want them to do better, and they just keep doing the same thing before you're like, you know what, fine, whatever, I'm done, I don't even care anymore.
uh,
Like, how many times can he actually express his displeasure with the team and the guys that are in front of him before he's like, you just don't care? I mean, I don't know if
that's
he's there. I mean, he's a professional, but like, if we're looking for a reason why he's not as angry, yeah, he was just working with all these guys, and now it's been 4 years, and it's the same thing over and over again. Why show that kind of emotion anymore? Who's listening?
like I said, I mean, just how he looked after that fourth goal. I mean, that wasn't anger, that was despair.
Right. That despair might have been because he still is one of the worst goalies I've ever seen for penalty kicks.
Oh, yeah.
Like his movement before Raznak kicked the ball there was like he moved right almost a full second before Resnick even kicked the ball. So Resnick probably could have kicked it anywhere he wanted to because Brooke was already almost on the carpet before he even kicked the ball. And it's just like, yeah, I guess we all have our lanes. I guess Berkey just missed, like when I was learning how to type, I took a typing class in high school and I was 45,
What,
50.
typewriters?
Yes, actually.
Are you
And like,
serious?
I was, yeah. We did typewriters and keyboards as well, but like I did learn how to type on a typewriter. But like I think I've mentioned it before on the pod. I wasn't a good kid. I got kicked out of my dad and my mom's house multiple times, literally. Like I went to two different high schools twice just because I just kept getting kicked out. And
Holy
when I
moly.
was in computing and typing class, I was amazing. I got kicked out of my mom's house the week before I was supposed to do the number row on top, and I never learned how to find the numbers. I'm 45, almost 46
Oh,
years
no.
old, and I still have to manually look at the numbers when I'm typing because I missed that class. I told that story to tell the story. What if Berkey missed out on PK class?
It's
And
PK
he still
class.
can't come back. He's like he missed his alarm and he missed goalkeeper school. He missed PK class one time, and he's like, I guess I'm just not gonna do it. I guess, and he's like, I'm gonna jump this way, and no one's like, oh, quirky. You're so good. Don't worry about it. You only get like what 10 PKs a year. Don't worry about it. You'll probably at least stop one in your career.
Well, I think he's only stopped one with us.
Well, and that wasn't even in MLS play. So
Was that Open Cup?
I think it was, or it was one of the other cups. I don't think it was MLS. I don't think it was
Oh, jeez.
MLS. Okay. So yeah. So my thing is he missed PK school.
So I'm going to say your thought process was interesting. I'm going to give
Well,
you a
that's what
participation
doctors
trophy.
say.
I know. I'm going to give you a participation trophy for that one.
Oh man, I love those. You know why
You
I love
know,
those? Because I'm kind of sort of a millennial, and like I love going to work and someone like, "Hey guy, you earned this. Thanks for being you." And then I go and my dad throws it away because he's like, "You didn't win. You don't get this." So yeah, I love participation trophies. Thanks.
well,
It's my little guy.
in honor of you, Steve, we're going to play the participation trophy game. Uh-oh. What's he pulling out? What is
Okay,
that?
here it is from what the hell is his name? I forget the name of this game. Skylander guy. These are my D&D characters I use because I'm cheap. Okay, I'm sorry. What were you doing? I have ADHD and I'm looking through my bag of tricks here.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a participation trophy game. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a trophy and you're going to assign it. Is that Hedwig or whatever the Harry Potter thing is?
It's just an owl.
Oh,
I don't think it's. I'm telling you, ADHD. I gotta stop. Okay,
dude,
I'm totally
sorry.
stopping now for real.
So for those that are listening, I apologize. It is 11:32 p.m. at night. We're doing this right after the game because somebody has to do the final chapter of his D&D campaign tomorrow early morning. So, geez.
Do you know why dinosaurs don't fart? Because they're dead.
Okay. Okay, participation trophy. You ready for this one?
I guess.
Okay.
Hit me, daddy.
So, Winnie the Pooh, safe word.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so participation trophy. The first one is the Looked Busy Award. This is for the person who ran the most while achieving the least. Who earns this?
Volume.
Yes,
He was everywhere.
100%.
He was like Roy Kent, or at least Roy Kent did cool stuff. And Balaam didn't do anything cool stuff today, but he was running all over the place, wasn't he?
My gosh, they played heavily on the right. You're right. He was going up and down the right part of the field. Hey, he did achieve something. He caused the foul for the PK.
Yeah. Stupid push down. What was he thinking?
Oh, I think that was the easiest. So that's the one who ran the most while achieving the least. Who was the invisible man?
There were multiple times tonight when I forgot that Santos was on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That or I guess, I don't know. I saw Pavera a few times. Baumgartel was out there. I think it's Santos. I was like, what? He's playing? That's wild. Good job,
Yeah,
guy.
but
He
that's a
played for
problem.
62 minutes.
I'm going to challenge you with another one. What about Betcher?
I would only say yes because I knew he was out there because the announcers at the beginning of the game kept confusing him with Baum.
They
And so I heard
did.
his name a few
They so
times.
did.
And but like he was I remember at one point he kicked the ball out and it hit against the side panels near a microphone and it caused like a sonic boom on the microphone. But like yeah, he definitely was kind of not there.
Okay, so the next participation trophy is for Bermuda Triangle. This is where the ball goes to disappear.
The main substitutions, his clipboard. Yeah, his clipboard substitutions. It's just
Yeah, where subs go to disappear.
I would say our striker's feet because we don't have one.
Yeah.
So of course it disappears. What would you say?
So I was actually going to be saying toy shirt, and here's the reason why. He brought the ball up towards the box at least 2 or 3 times that I could think of. And then guess what happens? Dispossessed. Every single time. It just died right there. Like there was no pass. Like he just
Kind of
held
his
it
thing.
too long. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to have to say toy shirt for that one.
My guy. So I'm looking at his stats on FotMob, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of like zeros. He had no shots on target, 67% passes.
Average is like
Yeah.
82%, something like that.
He
Holy
was
moly.
out there for 60 minutes and pretty much didn't do anything.
That's bad.
It's the rest of our team, though. Okay,
Okay.
I'll tell you what. other than Hartle, like who would have thought that last year Hartle was going to emerge this year as being like our indispensable character on this team? Utterly indispensable at this point. You can get rid of the rest. Like Hartle, like Hartle's it. If Hartle gets hurt, God save the Queen, this team is toothless at that point. He's the only
Okay.
threat, and I think teams probably target on that.
So I get a game for you after this, and I'm going to do two other participation trophies. The next one is social distancing. This is for the backline player who's at least 10 feet away from the nearest ball handler or striker. So
So
which
like
defensive player?
they're not involved at all in the play. Like they just kind of move away.
Yeah. So which backline player would you give social distancing?
I don't remember Paul Vera getting into a lot of nonsense tonight. Again, I don't remember him being out there that much, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the players now on the back line for tonight. I don't ever remember seeing McNaughton mixing it up.
Not
I
as
don't.
much. What even? I think your thing you said about Santos earlier being an invisible man.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but some of the people on Reddit were saying that Santos was the one that probably should have been covering both of those set piece goals. I don't know if it's true, but
I
he
mean,
was
there's
kind
so
of
many players
invisible.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? To your point, he was only involved in 4 duels for the night, and he only was successful in one of those.
Oof.
Santos was. So like if you're looking at well, yeah, Polvera was only involved in 3 duels. So like he was definitely not into it a lot. Yeah. Baumgart's only 3. I guess I don't know. That's a hard one. Hard one,
Okay.
champ.
So for the last participation trophy is quote unquote, at least the orange slices were good.
Wait,
How
wait,
much?
wait, wait. What do you want me to do with that? At least the orange slices. At least like what? Like the party wasn't that bad.
Yeah, so it's basically usually like, like if you got like little leagues, they bring like the little orange slices and apples and stuff like that.
You know what? Leuven scoring.
Okay.
And not just it didn't seem like it was like a Michael Strahan sacking Brett Favre to get the sack record and Brett Favre basically like and fell down. This was he earned that shit. Like he was putting himself in the right position and he unloaded his foot to score that goal. So like I think that was definitely at least the orange slices were good. At least now in your head,
Okay.
when you say that, do you mean like the actual physical fruit, or do you mean like those delicious candied orange slices you get made of nothing but boiled animal bones? Which one do you think of when you think of orange slices?
Uh, what do you think? The candy
I'm a
ones.
fat kid. I'm going orange
Dude,
slices in the
heck
bags.
yeah, dude. Heck
Okay.
yeah. The orange
Oh, okay.
slices.
Look.
Oh,
How is it that I guess because I was a poor kid, I didn't discover mandarin oranges until I had kids myself. I didn't know.
what?
For me, those things just developed over the last 20 years. Like little bitty sweet oranges you can easily peel that didn't destroy your fingertips. Like I guess I only had juicing oranges growing up because oranges were disgusting and they fall apart. And I get kids and I'm like, I feel like I was a boomer. Like, oh, you're weak. You can't cry when you're opening an orange and it gets everywhere. These little compact little things, and you open them up and they're cute and they're delicious. I had no idea those were even existed until I had kids myself.
Holy moly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't really have them until I think college or something like that.
I don't ever recall seeing them until my wife brought home like, what is this little bag of little tiny oranges here? I only bought like I'm telling you, like those giant oranges that are basically inedible by any other reason than juicing them. That's what I always had growing up. And by the way, that and red delicious apples, those damn things aren't delicious. That's like eating foam. Red delicious apples are the worst. If you like red delicious apples, you're
Those are
probably a
disgusting.
sadist and I don't trust your judgment. The first time I had a Fuji apple, I thought that I was rich. I was like, well, this is how rich people eat. You go to Deerbush or Stokes, you're like, 3.45 a pound. What am I, a Rockefeller? And then you get when you're like, I need to be a Rockefeller now. And then you discover like different types of. I remember the first time I had Fuji apple, I thought my life was changing. It's one of those. I bet the first time people smoke crack, they're like, "Oh, I need this for the rest of my life." I need that with Fuji apples now. I don't like anything else. I'm like, oh, I'm just bougie now with my apples. That's where we are.
Get it? Okay,
But you know the orange slices.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I got a game for you. It's called
All
Whittle.
right.
All right, you ready for
Whittle.
this?
My whittle. I'm a whittle guy.
Whittle with a W, like
Like
whittling
a,
away. Okay,
oh,
so I want you to pick 4 players, and you have to get rid of every other player. So, like, let's say we're going into next season. Currently, as it stands, what are the 4 players you would keep right now? No more, no less.
Hartle.
Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
Given.
So it's we don't have a striker, so I guess it doesn't matter about that. Man, I'm gonna say Baumgartel just because we need someone back there.
And you can include Leuven just because
I
he's
don't want to
coming
include
back
him. He
if
can
you
go.
want.
Let him go home. Let him go rest. All right. And then I want to say
Edelman?
no.
Nah.
Well, yeah, I'd say Edelman only because he is a youngin. And we can build around. But
Okay.
I gotta get
So,
rid of everyone else. I gotta have a
yeah.
goalie though, dude.
Well, you'd get like a new goalie or try to recruit. Like these are people you're sticking with right now. So your 4
So we're going
currently
through the
is
Rule 5 draft is what we're doing. All right.
yeah. So you got Hartle, you got Durkin, you got Baumgartel, and Edelman. Now,
Yep.
what I want you to do is whittle it down. If you could
Whittle.
only keep 3, which 3 are you
Gotta
going to
make
pick?
my whittlewist, Edelman's getting the short stick there. The whittle stick.
Okay, so we got Hartle, Durkin, and
Edelman gets my
Baumgartel.
whittle stick. Yeah.
Okay. What if we whittle it down further to 2?
Gotta make my list a little bit smaller than Hoto and Dulkin.
Yeah.
Cause I
Okay,
got
this
my
is going to be
whittle.
the fun one. This is going to be the fun one.
It's not a contest.
If we whittle it down to just one, who you picking and
I'm
why?
pushing Durkin off a cliff and keeping Hartle. Yeah.
You actually said it.
Yeah. He would want me to do that. I asked him personally. As
Okay.
we're talking, I text him, I'm like, hey, what's up, Dirk? And he's like, do it, dog. So I did it. He's like, I'll be happy. I know.
Okay.
Hartle sold his soul to come here from Germany, so like he deserves to be stuck on this team.
Poor guy.
He makes a lot of money.
Yeah, he does. All right.
Well, what about you, tough guy? Who's your 4?
So here's my list, right?
I bet.
If we have to keep the players, I'm going to say Hartle, of course. I'm going to say Leuven. I don't know how he's going to come back, but he's definitely better than, dude, once he got on the field at the like 89th minute, of course we're subbing in the 89th minute. Oh man. Anyways, it was clear that the game completely changed with him. So I'm going to say Hartle, Leuven. I've actually been impressed by Durkin. I don't think you're going to find too many better than him right now in MLS. I think he's playing better than I think people are giving him credit for. And out of the back line, because I think we need a defender here, I actually was thinking with this game, Baumgartel just seems like he's doing so well in the system. I don't know how he would be in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 necessarily, but at least with this, that would be my 4 that I'd pick.
All right. So then who are you ultimately reserving on the island? Hartle, Leuven, Durkin, or Baumgartel?
So just one, it's easily, it has to be Hartle because I know
Yeah.
what he is. He's great. He's a playmaker. I would have to say though, Leuven is not that far from being in that top spot, assuming he comes back with how he was playing before, unfortunately, his family and personal issues.
All right. Yeah. We definitely need someone that can like if we had an actual like DP striker that was an actual DP striker, not just in name only, like him feeding a ball and then like being able to set up the score as well. That would be a dream.
Man, could you imagine Berkey to Leuven, Leuven to Hartel, Hartel to a striker?
Question mark, yes.
Question mark, yes.
Which, by the way, the ball guy we shipped off to LA, he's got 5 goals, but he hasn't scored in like 4 or 5 games. So like he's done his typical, I'm going to get hot real quick and then you won't know me for a while. I haven't watched the games, but like I imagine he's missing a lot of goals by I bet by not a lot. I bet they're like, oh, if he could only just go a little bit closer, and because that's what we said for 3 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to look up some stats because I'm also curious is has he generated any assist or anything like that, but we'll see.
He didn't today. He got subbed off for Reese, actually. Yeah. I mean, he's been good. He's been okay, but like, but he's not like he's making DP money because they had to fill the spot, kind of like what Cordova's doing for us. He just filling a spot, but like they signed him for the whole damn season.
Ugh. Can we take backs?
I don't know. Like, okay, interesting. Like, we'd have 5 more goals on the season. We still have a -2 goal differential. Do you take them back? I mean, where do we have 1 or 2 more wins?
I actually like this. This is almost like predicting the future or changing the past or something like that, right? Like Back to the Future. Here's what I would say is I feel like if it truly, like if you said magic wand, we definitely had 5 more goals. I do think we would win, and I would think it would be more than 5 goals. The reason why is I think that the players know, right? Like the players knew with Olaf in freaking preseason, they are like, okay, this coach is a joke. This isn't going to go anywhere. They know. They know that Betcher and the right attacking midfielder is just lacking. They know that, right? If you put somebody up there who actually has talent, I think the whole team responds.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to put that into like a soccer simulator to see, but that AI wouldn't take into effect the human side of it.
Absolutely.
And that guy misses so many goals by like a foot. It was unless he's so much better now. Yeah, I don't know. I think missing Celio is going to be the bigger impact if he was getting a chance to play than like missing the ball guy right now.
Dude,
I think
even if
his injury is going to
Celio's,
be
yeah, but was he going to even play? You
right.
know, for some reason, these coaches do not like Celio.
Too young and too cool. He's got the tattoos. He looks like could be selling cigarettes or something. I don't know. For me, he's probably not that way, but I can't believe we have to play San Jose next week.
Yeah, you got any goal or no goals?
Yeah, but I think they all went to bed. Um, yeah, I had a couple.
Okay, I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Scruffles 360 says, I don't like any of our players. I'm just rooting for the badge and the color, except they're not wearing our colors, aka the gold.
I saw that, but like I have to say no goal only because I guess we are one of the teams that we're not stuck on our color palette. Like you've got some teams where they only go on a very particular color palette. That's their brand recognition, if you will, and not so much the crest. I think the biggest one is LAFC. You know what colors they're going to come out with. When other teams are very fluid with their colors, and we're just one of those teams now, where it's like when you look at the screen, they're like, oh, it's the gold kit tonight. And it's like, yep, I guess that's it. Like this is what we're doing. So like, I don't know. It's still striking to see, but it's just kind of numb because the team is just awful. So it really that doesn't bother me as much as the fact that we don't know how to do the soccer thing. So now I'm gonna say no goal on that. What did you think?
On Scruffles, I'm going to say no goal. I mean, they said I don't like any of our players. I do like some of our players, right? Like I like seeing Ben as a like a backup, right? Like on the bench. I like Hartel. Berkey's interesting just because he is usually passionate. Leuven, et cetera, right? Like there are some really cool players. See Leo, and I hate to say it, Betcher though. I actually like him as like a player, like how feisty he is because he'll play mental games, he'll taunt the goalkeeper. Like I love that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? So I like the players in that sense. I'm not saying Betcher's good. Like I'm not crazy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the scary terror we had the first season.
Oh yeah.
He was known for just that's all he would do, just talk trash, and every once in a while do something cool. But like, yeah, it's kind of like Betcher's now. Betcher now fits that role. All right, Goombata on Reddit says, "Hooray, Leuven! Boo everything else." Go or no go?
Goal.
Yeah, I think tonight we have to say that because nothing else went well.
Yeah.
The fact that we participation trophy time, the fact that we stopped them from getting yet another clean sheet at the very last minute was kind of fun as well. But Leuven scoring the goal and the way he scored it was really good.
And, one thing that's nice about Leuven is unfortunately he likes to play that number 6 defensive midfielder. He can finish,
Yeah.
right? Because seriously, any of our other players, especially if it was Betcher or Toicher, right? Toicher wouldn't even got the kickoff. Betcher, he would have fumbled it somehow, right? But Leuven can actually finish the kick. He was in for two and a
Yes.
half minutes and he scores. 2.5 minutes.
Okay, how about this? Nick something or other says, yeah, Seattle is good, but this was a major setback and reality check. And I'm not spending anything on this franchise if Carolina weasels out of making big moves in the summer window. Goal or no goal. You won't financially support this team unless there's
Yeah.
a big swing.
So I think that's the thing, right? Like they have tons and tons of people with season tickets. There's tons and tons of people buying merchandise. There's tons of people still going to the games, right? I think fans are patient for now. If they don't do something flashy, and that's a key word here, right? There's a difference, right? Like sometimes there's things that you do that's good for the team, that's a long-term play. But fans, we just don't get that. We need something flashy. If they don't get a flashy striker, that's it. Like if we just get like a Betcher signing for 3 years or 2 years, or however long it was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it. The fans will literally revolt and they will not like what happens because the fans would not only have to wait for this winter or the summer window coming up, but they would have to wait for the next summer window to realistically
Yeah.
get anybody. You're not going to get a big striker in the winter window. It's not going to happen. So I don't think so. What about you?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's blustering. I think people are saying that now, but um, are we going to have 22,500 people at this next game? When we start seeing 18, 17, 19,000 people at games, I think that's the only time we'll see a big change. Now, I wonder if it would be interesting to see if they don't do anything at the transfer window, if the fans actually do stick by that and then start boycotting. Because at that point, if they don't do anything, we can see this is just money. There's no kind of spirit into this team at all. It's all about making that cash. Because, yeah, I contend there has to be someone with single name recognition. Even if we don't know his name when he comes in, some fan base somewhere in tier one major,
Yeah,
some tier one league, those fans have to recognize this person by his first name, by one name only. And it can't be Bundesliga 2. It can't be a Serie B in Italy. It must be boom, top. And that has to
absolutely.
be seven. That has to have seven numbers on it. Like it can't be cheap. You're right. It has to be a big swing. I remember Chicago had the highest paid DP in the league for a handful of years. This guy was awful, but they took a big swing and he came here and he didn't do much and he's gone now, but like they took a swing and they did that. And even if it doesn't work, we have to be able to have someone we can go, yeah, we have one of the higher paid DPs in the league.
So Berkey makes, I think it's 1.5, and I think Hartel makes 1.2 or something like that. It's in the low to mid ones. I feel like they're going to have to get somebody who is like a $3 million
Yeah. Yeah.
DP. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be like a 10 million or a Messi. Obviously, nobody has a Messi deal, but it doesn't have to be a 20 million or a 10 million. But it has to be something like 2.5. I mean, even 2 million. Like you're going to get somebody who's even better than Hartel as a striker. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, to be honest.
You know,
You know,
when we started talking, I was thinking two, but I do think it probably should be a three. I think like there really should be someone that is just a striking amount of money to come here and do that.
and
And you could,
it can't be a 28-year-old striker. It needs to be like a
mm,
24-year-old striker.
yeah,
Somebody with promise, you know what I mean? Maybe even a little bit younger. I don't know, just something.
yep, and they must have goals. We can't
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
Cordova's got like 1 goal. Like that's not acceptable. Like that is just a striker by name only. This needs to be someone big. And it's I bet it's not easy to entice someone to come to the middle of the United States to play soccer.
Right.
But you give them enough of the green things and they can be enticed. And we can kind of make it easy on them, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's not good.
So I actually have one here for you that kind of fits in this a little bit. On Reddit, optimal username, great username by the way. I'll give a goal for that. Said this. Remember when Olaf came in, it was announced that he had announced that we had to, sorry, I'm screwing this up. When Olaf came in, he had said that we had to just play defense because our players weren't skilled enough to do anything else. It was crazy to hear this from a coach, but like, I kind of get it now. Now, I don't remember this being said, but let's just say this is absolutely true. I don't think they're making this up. Do you think that's the issue? Is this not a coaching thing? Like, goal or no goal on this guy?
I'm gonna say no goal. I mean, that's it. That's probably a fabricated comment because we do know he made some comments about the toughness of the team and the physicality of the team and the skill set of the team. I don't remember anything specific about like they can only play defense. That may have been something that he said to the team and it got out, but he was just such a bad coach from the jump. But I mean, with better coaching, we can see like we can pass and we can kind of dribble the ball with better coaching. So I think that the players are there. It's a combination of outclass, outcoach right now. And we have to get better players. Maybe the May's going to be a good coach and we can coach everyone up, but I'm going to say no goal on that one.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say gold just because of what you said. I don't know if it's true. I feel like I would have heard or read that on Reddit or,
Yeah.
one of the social
Something
medias.
that egregious would have been covered so hard.
But I'm not saying they're lying. I just
Right.
don't remember hearing it.
Yeah. I don't know if it, now, I think that, again, that's one of those things where it was probably said behind closed doors and it got out. Like it's probably a paraphrase, but man, I just remember sitting in the concert hall when they announced him with the big fanfare before the season started. It's just that I think that event is going to stick with me for a couple years. It's just how much they got us to buy into the hype, and it was just a Fabergé egg.
Yeah. And this year, you couldn't even go to the event because they closed it off completely.
Yep, because they
Go
learned.
figure. Oh, that's all the goal or nulls
Yeah,
what about
that's
you?
all for me.
Uh, well, rough game. Just
Yeah.
remember the safe word for next time.
Little Winnie the Pooh. Made a little Winnie the Pooh after that second set piece goal. All right, guys. I think it's time we can wrap this up. All right, so what you need to do, find a little dinosaur guy, hold him up, grab another one, hold him up, and go, I'm varsity, baby! Then sit him gently down because they're working.